Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's a little later than I had first anticipated, but because I was planning on recording on Sunday, but after market and market day at our shop, I was absolutely exhausted and couldn't put two thoughts together. So I figured I would wait until I could actually think again. Anyway, welcome to my channel. My name is Maria, and this is my third YouTube video. And I am a multi-crafter, so I hope you enjoy. Today I'm actually going to talk a lot about market, which is an event that happens in Nashville, Tennessee, for those of you that aren't aware, for designers and shop owners during, I believe it was the first weekend of March, so like the March 4, 5, and 6 or something like that. Anyway, just to tell you a little bit about my experience, because this was my first time. It was exciting, overwhelming, so much fun, and quite enjoyable. I got to meet a lot of different designers. There's too many to count, but the ones that I remember, and some of the people that I did get to meet, I was just really excited and pleased to be able to meet. I met Arlene Cohen the first night. She has an Etsy shop and is a designer on Etsy, and I believe her shop name is ABC. I will try and put the link in below, but she also has a YouTube channel. I believe it is ABC cross stitch, or anyway, I can't remember. So, but I will try and link that in the section below. And then I also met Michelle Garrett, got to talk to her a little bit. I met Jordan, Little Stitch Girl. And then I also met and got to talk a little bit to Misty Purcell, Luminous Fiber Arts, and Teresa Vanette. Man, I was so excited when we pulled in Thursday night. Teresa was actually unloading her van of all of her goodies for her shop, and she had quite a lot to unload. She was by herself, and so Kim and I, one of the shop owners, helped her finish unloading, and just helping her get her stuff up. That was a lot of fun, just to be able to help out a little bit. And then got to meet Jody Rice from Satsuma Street, and Teresa Koget, Liz Matthews, Kathy Barrick, so many designers, and Jeanette Douglas, and seeing the models themselves was so different than actually looking at the pictures, because I had a list, and my list was a lot shorter than what I ended up with when I finished market and market day. But it was so much fun, and I learned a lot. And if I have the opportunity to go again next year, I know that I will have a different plan in mind, even for our shop owners. They are still learning. They've been in the business. They've had their shop now, I believe, for this was their third year to market. So I think they've had the shop for about 3.5 years. And Kim and Debbie are amazing. But we're all learning and growing. So, and Steve too. He held down the fort while we were gone, and we all made it back safely. We had our market day last weekend, and it was so much fun. But let me, just a second. I also met on the first day, which I believe was Friday. I met Nathan, I believe he's Tech Guy in the Hive on Instagram, and Kia B. They're doing that common threaded stitcher, the 30 days or 31 days. I had started that. I've got a lot to catch up on, But as they said, you know what? Just jump in when you can. And I haven't posted a lot on Instagram. I did a lot when I was at market, but I'm still playing catch up. So, but let's dive right in. First, I'm going to do my whips, and which is works in progress, and then I will wrap it up by purchases and or haul, and let's go from there. So I haven't really been working on a lot of cross stitch because I spent a lot of time in the car, and the road between Texas and Nashville is very bumpy. Arkansas roads are not great. Nothing against Arkansas. I love Arkansas. I have a good friend in Arkansas. My high school roommate, college roommate, lives in Arkansas, and it's a beautiful state, but their roads have something to be desired if you want to do any stitching, because yeah, anyway, but before I left, and some since I've gotten back, I'm still working on the Alice in Wonderland Secret Stitch Along that Satsuma Street is doing, and I'm still working on the borders, and I miscounted a couple times, but that's okay. It's only like one stitch and it's repairable. So this is where I'm at. Let's see if I can find something white to put behind. I'm sure I can. Something whitish. Sorry for the glare, but that's where I'm at. So I've made a lot of progress. For not having the opportunity to stitch a whole lot. I did take stitching with me to market. I will not do that again because you don't have time for that. You have time to enjoy looking at the stitching, but not much time to actually stitch. I did do a lot of knitting in the car. I started a new project, one that I had actually I purchased the materials for last year at DFW's Fiber Fest. And for those of you that are knitters that live in the area, you know that that has been canceled for this year. If you would like to help support some of those indie dyers, especially those dyers that were planning on selling at that Fiber Fest here that was supposed to come up, please feel free to look back on the DFW Fiber Fest website. I believe there may be some information there. There's also some places on Instagram that they're trying to coordinate to be able to make purchases online to support the DFW Fiber Fest. Sorry, I know I'm not supposed to touch my face. Speaking of, no, we're not going to talk about what's going on in the world. Everybody knows, and I'm sure everyone is a little stressed out. I know I have been a little bit, but I was listening to a video on Facebook this morning. Natalie Grant put out a song that she did. I guess it's she and her husband. I don't know. They didn't do any talking. But His Eye is on the Sparrow. And that to me just reminds me that God is in control. For those of you that believe in a higher power or whatever, I believe that He has a hand and He is going to protect us no matter what that future is for us. You know He's got you. But yeah, it reminded me of that if He cares about a sparrow, then He's definitely cares about us. Anyway, that brought a lot of peace. And yes, it's this whole hills and valleys, and but we have a wonderful community here on YouTube and Instagram and the other social media to remind us that we are still connected, even if we can't see each other physically. We can interact with each other online and hopefully there will be a time sooner than later that this will actually get in control and we can interact with each other on a more regular basis. Until then, we'll just connect online. Anyways, haul. We'll back up just a second. I'm going to talk about stuff that I have. I got my haul from Victorian Motto. Let me take it out of the bag so then I can put it away. These are her limited edition threads. I only subscribe to 6 of each of her thread packs, monthly thread packs. I've been doing this now for almost a year, not quite a year. And I just love her colors. Aren't they pretty? So springy. This is her limited edition. And she does put DMC conversions up here if they are available. And if not, then they're her own colors. And then this is her primitive. Nope, the other one was the primitive Floss Club. And now this is the limited edition. But they all get mixed in my box, so. And these are gorgeous. I can't wait. I have something in mind for these, I think. See? Look at those. Aren't those pretty? I love this one. And I'm not even an orange person. That one is called Canyon Sunrise. Yes, it does kind of remind me of the Grand Canyon. Has anybody been to the Grand Canyon? Or Petrified Forest? Or Zion? When I was a girl, like I told you, my dad was an evangelist, and we spent a lot of time in the car. And we visited most of the national parks. I don't think we've actually visited all of them, at least, well, not the ones that like all of the ones in Alaska and stuff, but we did visit a huge number of them. So, and I don't think I went to Maine, the ones in Maine either. So anyway, all right, market. Oh, where do I start? Oh my goodness, if you guys could see my pile, I went a little bit nuts. Have more patterns than I can probably stitch, so we'll see what happens with that. But we'll start with trims. I had planned on going to Lady Dot, but by the time we got there, she had sold everything. And so I did not get the trims to finish the Stitching by the Sea by Kathy Haberman, Hands On Design, who I did get to meet as well. She's a lovely lady. Hi, Kathy, if you ever watch this. But we did go to Dames of the Needle, and this was late Sunday afternoon. Spent the last bit of time there, and I did get a lot of trims because I am planning on doing some finishing. So she has a lovely shop online on Etsy, and quite a variety of things. I'm just going to show you a little, and then as I start finishing, I'll show you some of the other ones. But these are some of her trims. This is kind of a tealy blue, little mini pom-poms, and then this lovely, this kind of a, she calls, this was a limited edition. But yeah, that's pretty close. Maybe not. Sorry for the glare. Anyway, I picked up a bunch of different colored trims. See that one? And this one. I thought maybe that might work for the Stitching by the Sea. We'll see. I haven't matched it up yet. Let me just put this stuff on the floor. More rickrack and mini palms. And some more. Like I said, I went a little nuts on trim because I am hoping to do some finishing. I do have a number of projects that are already finished, as well as some in the wings. and hoping to get those wrapped up. Let me see. When we were at Market, we went into Puntini, I believe she is an Italian designer, and got this pattern. I'll be there. This is a little pillow and came with the buttons, and then I purchased pins to go along with that. She had some amazing pins and buttons. She had these little coffee pins. Aren't those cute? I think she's gonna give Jabco a run for her money. And then look at these little skeins of yarn. Aren't those precious? Those are so cute. And then the bees and flowers in the little honey pot. So those will go on that pillow once I stitch it. And I do have a plan to stitch it sooner than later. I also stopped in at Barbie Tingley's shop and purchased these evergreens. I believe this is fresh picked evergreens. Yes, sorry. And hopefully y'all can read this. Anyway, sweet lady. And then fresh picked tulips. This has a special meaning to me, which right now I'm just not up to talking about. But yeah, love tulips. And because I love Quakers, and Jeanette, I mean not Jeanette, Teresa Vanette has Marjorie Massey's patterns available. She's worked out something, and they are available in her shop at Kitten Stitcher. But she had this, and it was all stitched up and so pretty. So this, it was Quaker Style 5 by Marjorie Massey. And then I saw this pattern as well. I can't remember. I believe this was actually at the Fox and Rabbit shop. I ended up getting it at Hoffman's because they didn't have it. But Hoffman's carries it. It's Fox and Rabbit. This is Janie Tippett, 1893. I've never done a sampler like this, so these are going to be fun. And these are all in no particular order. I tried to put likes with likes, so hopefully designers are with designers, but I did not. They got kind of mixed up when I was laying things out. So, Lindy Stitches, I saw this last year, and I knew I wanted to get it, but I didn't get to get it last year when it was in the shop. So, it kept selling out. It's a good pattern. I'm thinking about stitching this for my husband and I as an anniversary because it's so pretty. Anyway. And we went into Queenstown Sampler Designs, and this is a different pattern for me. I'm actually going to just do the center part, and this is Townscape circa 1850. Whoa, sorry for the glare. There you go. And I believe this is done in tent stitch. So my plan is to actually do that part, probably not the borders, and just do the city or the little town, which I really liked. I love the trees and just the buildings and stuff. Really random. Okay, I did purchase three Teresa Kogut patterns so far, but I think I'm going to leave those till the end. And we'll look at some of the other ones. No, we'll just go ahead because it's too hard to get to. This was one that I knew I wanted. Newcastle Bouquet. I love the moth. That moth is so cool. And then the birds. I have all the Country Cottage garden samplings with the birds ones that came out last year. That, like I said, I'm going to probably have enough stitching just with what I've purchased for who knows how long. So if I was stuck in the house for a while, I've got plenty I can do. And then this other one is Heaven and Nature. That is a big house. That is a big house. But I really liked this one. There's so many little things. See the owl on the deer? And I mean, there's just so many different interesting things in the raccoon. That was one. And then the little squirrels. Anyway, I kept seeing things in this. And to see it stitched up, that made me fall in love with it. So the picture doesn't do it justice. My absolute favorite pattern, probably in one of my first that I will start as soon as I get all the materials, is In Command. So look to see this. I do have fabric that I purchased at Dames of the Needle, but I am debating on using the fabric that she ended up stitching her model in it. It is Mystic, though she actually she was planning on stitching it with Gothic. Either one of those are by Picture This Plus. The fabric that I purchased from Dames of the Needle is called Miguel's Navy, which I actually think it might look pretty good on this. I may actually start this because it's all called for DMC. So we'll see. This is a 36 count Miguel's Navy. It says Weigert base. It's very pretty. Can't wait to start that. Anyway, some other pieces. Love this song. Had to pick that up, especially after seeing it. Not sure I will stitch this, but we'll see. It's actually would be a very easy stitch, but it's pretty big. A lot of what does she stitch this with? Coal. She used 2 skeins of Weeks Dye Works coal. And that's an 11 by 17 frame. So you know that's big on 36 count fabric. That's Liz Matthews, Loved by You. Another pattern which I thought was really pretty is Carnation Sampler, which I plan on stitching as well. Just don't know when. And this is, I know she released this before Market, but this one, when I saw it stitched up, and I had been eyeing it, I decided I needed to get it, is Nantucket Sampler. And also another one, pre-market release, was a Pennsylvania Bird. Both are beautiful. And these are all different styles for me. I'm typically doing smaller pieces and then very like ink circles, of course, Satsuma Street, Country Cottage. That's not so small of a piece, but yeah, it's just very different. So, and this one, I saw both of them at Market, and Consider the Lilies. Oh my goodness. absolutely stunning by Heartstring Samplery. I'm not sure when I'm going to start this. I believe Stephanie from Just Keep Stitching is going to start it in October. And I'm thinking I might consider starting it in the fall, because to me it seems more like a fall piece, but we'll see. Then Blackbird Designs, the Sewing Club. I did not buy all of them at this point. This was one that I knew I wanted, so I decided to get this one. And it has quite a variety of patterns in there. Let's see. My one Silver Creek sampler piece is Moon Dance. Is that right? No, Moonshine, excuse me. And I got this because my hubby said, "Ooh, I like the moon one." He texted me. So I had to get that one. And yes, I will probably stitch this one. I love this one. It's really pretty. Like I said, no random order. Penelope's Posies by Lindy Stitches. Should be a quick little stitch. And I have the finishing materials. And I have fabric in my fabric stash to do it. So, and I do have the DMC. So that I should be able to finish sooner than later. And then I don't stitch a lot of patriotic, and I've been in the mood to. So I got this one by Brenda Gervais, Samplers of the Heart, Star Spangled Spectacular. And then I also purchased Memorial Day by Hands On Design. And I have the thread pack to go with that. It's using sulky threads, which I've heard are really good. I am working on a piece by Rosewood Manor from a couple years ago that uses those, and I really do enjoy them. And because I purchased Memorial Day, I had to purchase Liberty Hill Farm by Summerhouse Stitchworks, which uses the same sulky thread pack. So I have that, as well as the pins, which are here somewhere. Let's see. There. The little pin and wool flowers and buttons. So I have the finishing materials. And this is the thread pack. I like it because it's equivalent or just shy of two strands of DMC. So I can stitch that on 32 count or 28, or if I want a fuller finish, some 36 count fabrics. And back to Heartstring Samplery, Sewn in Friendship. It's a little pillow. There you go. Like I said, I kind of went nuts at Market. And then Plum Street. This is not all the Plum Street I wanted. These are just two. I tried to limit myself. I really liked several of them. The one with the sheep on the field, in the field with the house, and then Sweetheart Hill, and the Shepherd's Song, I think was that one. And then these two, Spring Has Sprung, because we need a little more spring. And then Shepherd's Pie. I love her with the little sheep. She's so cute. Sorry for the glare. And then New designer to me was October House, and because I am a knitter, I bought this one, Sock Knitter by October House. I guess she would have shown at our at the Fiber Fest, because she also dyes yarn. This is a knitter sampler. And then this one, Wear Wool. I know I had to get all the knitting things because right now I am in a knitting type mindset. I didn't show you my knitting, did I? And then these, the little woolly fobs. I thought those were so cute. And one other thing I got was she had a kit called Just One More Bag, or Just One More Row, excuse me. Whoops, sorry. There you go. And it has all the materials in it with complete finishing instructions. So I plan to do that. I did purchase Well Rounded. I have not gotten the fabric yet, but we'll probably do so. Those should be fairly quick and easy to do. And I got some little mini bells. Aren't those tiny? For finishing. Those were from Teresa Vanette. And oh, I didn't open these. Just a second. Use the rattle, crinkle. Gentle Arts had some limited edition Desert Jewel thread pack. And I got 2 of those because I thought they were pretty. Aren't those gorgeous? So I have 2 of those. And they came like this. And then I also got, because I was thinking about using these threads for a one color type sampler project. These, they turned out a little more, if you put them against a gray, they're a little more green than I want. Let's see if I can find some white. See, it's hard to tell with this light. And then this was also a limited edition that they had. We went to Frippery's and I got this. I love this. I think this is so pretty. I don't normally use floss keeps like this or the needle minder. I do like the needle minder, and see, it has a place you can put your scissors as well. I had to get a matching needle minder, and then it has the little measuring area there, and then on the back it has a place where you can measure in for your fabric depending on how you want, where you want to start, which I thought was pretty cool, pretty genius. Let's see, what else? I had to get the two little Secret Santas from Kathy, along with fabric and thread. Now, most of you probably know, but in case some of you don't, she did put a tutorial out for how to get all 9 pieces out of an 18 by 27 piece of fabric, or 18 by 26. And this is Fabrics by Stephanie, Vintage Tiffany, which we do have in the shop. So if you would like some and you can't find it, feel free to call the Stitch Niche. The other purchase I made, because I think I mentioned before that I like ink circles, is this one, After the Roses. This is a start that I'm going to do. I do have most of the threads, and the ones that I don't have, I'm going to probably substitute for something, with something, because I'm sure I have something. And then other purchase, I treated myself to a pair of Dovos. If you don't know Dovo, Dovo's a really nice scissor. And I got this pair with the case. Look at that blade on there. They're very nice. And then, is there anything else? I think that's it. Oh, one other thing. The little heartware bowl by Heart and Hand. It is so tiny. It is so cute. Look at that. It's just a little teeny tiny. It's perfect for orts. So I got that. I'm going to use that as an ort bowl. Probably make a topper for it. I haven't purchased the pattern yet, so I'm debating on if I'm going to do that or make up my own. So, because, you know, I do like to do some of that. Anyway, those of you that aren't interested in knitting, I appreciate you staying and seeing all of my haul, and look forward to sharing my new starts, because there will be some coming up. I haven't had a chance yet to start my market start, and so look for that. But for those of you that are interested, I did start something new when I left for market for knitting, and I worked on my socks, which I'll show you now. I did finish both socks up to the heel, and I have now started my heel for one of them. Again, this is the vanilla sock pattern by Louise Patterson, available on Ravelry. And if you look her up, she's also on Instagram. And that's where I'm at. I've gotten both of them done all the way to the heel, and now I'm starting the heel on those socks. And then I said I started something new. This is called Autumn Road. This is the yarn. It is a gray and brown, and has specks of teal or turquoise, and a little bit of greeny brown, and some mulberry color, red. It is so pretty. There's some green in it. Isn't that pretty? It's just so luscious. Anyway, I'll show you the pattern in just a second here, if I can pull it up. It's going to look like this. And it is really pretty. I bought it last year from Hill Country Weavers, which is a shop based out of Austin. I bought this at the yarn festival, the DFW Fiber Fest, and tried to start it multiple times. Could not figure out the pattern and put it away. Had somebody else look at it with me. We tried to figure it out. Couldn't figure it out. And I decided this was the time I was going to figure it out. And for whatever reason, it clicked. So this is where I'm at. Just a second. Find that. It's just a repeating pattern. This is a bit of lace here, and then you have some slip stitches through here, and it just makes this lovely pattern. It is going to be a shawl, as you saw, and it is so pretty. I'm loving doing this. Yes, I've made some mistakes and had to tink back, but I'm loving how it's turning out so far. So hopefully we'll make some more progress on that before I come back on the next time. But until then, it's been nice chatting. Everyone stay well and support each other in this community. We are all in this together. This is a worldwide thing going on, and we can support each other through social media and cheer each other on in our progress, and also support each other in whatever may be going on in our lives. My son is still in college. He's still down at school. They're going to be going back into session next week. I saw him yesterday. But at this point, he's not planning on coming home. He is an RA there in the boys' dorm, and he is taking his job very seriously. There are going to be students coming back, but they're going to be on a lot of restrictions. And so those of you that pray, keep on praying, because God will sustain us. And my emotions have been a little bit roller coastery. I haven't really felt like doing this because of that. But let's be real, we're all in that situation. And this is a time where we can just dive in and do what we love and cheer each other on, support each other through whatever circumstance we're in. So until next time, each of y'all have a wonderful day. Enjoy your stitching, your knitting, your crafting, whatever it is that you enjoy doing. And I will see you next time.